Ladies and gentlemen, we have one more thing to talk about tonight, and that is the Fire Emblem mobile game. We're going to go into a little bit more detail about what that's going to look like. Bada boom, look at this sweet graphic. Oh yeah,
Beautiful.
look at that. I cut like the top of an iPhone off, put it on the screen. Bada bing, bada
Thanks.
boom.
Yeah.
There you have it. We have a Fire Emblem mobile game coming out. Again, this is coming out to iOS and Android.
Yeah.
This is going to be something that I'm guessing Fire Emblem fans are gonna like lose their cookies over. I was gonna say something else.
I would say mines. You could say mines.
There is in-game currency. There is ways that you can spend money in this game. So that being said, it's not like Super Mario Run. You don't pay
No.
$10 for it, and you get the entire game. So I'm curious to see our die-hard fans like Ricky and our friend Bobby and Ben, all of our friends that love Fire Emblem, how
Yes.
much money they're going to spend in this game. Because I have a
Man.
feeling it's going to be bad.
Yeah. Are you
It might be
getting your
bad.
pockets are you getting your pockets ready, Ricky?
So I am proud to say that I have never thrown money at any sort of mobile game microtransactions in the past, but seeing this and knowing which characters are going to be in it, and if they have some kind of event that makes it more likely to get a character that I really want, it's going to be like, my money, but my characters, I want it all. So, man, I don't know. This could be the one that breaks that streak. But that said, I'm feeling pretty confident, and I'm a patient person. I can make this work. Being a Fire Emblem fan, you have to be patient. So, it's definitely gonna be tempting, though.
I have spent money on microtransactions on certain games. Nothing crazy though. I never got into
Yeah.
like those war games or Candy Crush or any of that hot garbage. I think it was Plants vs Zombies that I spent money on. I spent
Yeah.
like 99 cents on, and Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
I'm doing the math in my head right now.
Yeah.
And it's like that scene from Rain Man when he's like doing all the calculations, and I'm having the realization of what I might have spent
no.
on Pokemon Go, and what I might spend in the future when Gen 2 comes out.
Uh-oh.
It's bad. It's
Yeah.
bad. But again, thank God I'm not a huge fan of Fire Emblem, because I'm going to do my best to make it through this game without spending any money. And again, there was a new game that just came out, Pokemon Duel. Again, microtransactions are in that. But Nintendo and the Pokemon Company, actually I think it was just the Pokemon
Yeah.
Company, they stated you do not have to spend any money in this game to get to the end. However, it's going to be really slow.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to wait for, pieces to respawn.
With me, it's not speeding up the game. With me, it's all the little the pieces of flair that you get to add to it. It's for me. I'm gonna be honest here. I've stressed this before. I'm not a mobile game player.
Yeah.
So I can honestly say that I have not poured a lot of money into mobile games. But when it comes to PC play, I have honestly spent thousands of dollars in the past throughout my life, ever since I was a teenager, on different things. And a lot of it is very decorative. A lot of it is not to advance me in the game in any way, because I like grinding. I like knowing that I'm working towards getting something, even if it takes a long time. So I really don't mind it taking longer. But when it comes to making things pretty, or when it comes to interacting with others, I like to know that I look good doing it.
As long as it's not going to be pay to win, and that's the big thing. Obviously, if you spend more money, you're going to get better, probably better characters, better weapons, the whole thing. But at the same time, too, if I can still have a good time without
Yeah.
spending any money, by all means, I'll do that. I am the kind of guy who, and a lot of people weren't. I'm the kind of guy who applauded Nintendo for the $10 for Super Mario Run, because it was just one time. I don't have to wait. I don't have to have like a little toad coming on screen going like, "Hey, gotta wait 10 minutes," or like to play the next level. And that's my daughter is sleeping in her bedroom, and I don't want to do my super loud
That's a
toad
good
voice.
idea.
So, disclaimer.
Yes.
Why my toad kind of sounded like
That's
he
okay.
was.
It's okay. But I've got to say, though, that I felt that your opinion for and your reasoning for the payment behind Super Mario Run,
Yeah.
it carried more weight than a lot of other people, because a lot of other people rush to say the day or the week of release that they didn't agree with it. You actually played through the entire game. And because of that, I felt that you really understood the lengths that Nintendo went to
Yeah.
to make the game fleshed out, and you knew every single corner of the game, whereas other people didn't even wait or didn't even try to reach those corners
Yeah.
themselves.
I mean, I think I have 7,000 toads right now, so I'm not even maxed out on toads. I've spent at least 50 hours in Super Mario Run, and I'm having a blast. TJ
Yes.
and Jackson are powerhouses in that game, by the way.
Amazing. But I have to say, I do believe Jackson beat out everybody with all of his toads.
By the way, I think it's really funny looking in chat right now. People
Yeah.
are like, Jason has a kid? Yeah, surprise.
Really? Because you mentioned her pretty consistently.
She's 4 now.
She's 4.
4 years old, showing my age. Look at the gray, folks.
She looks like she's like 6, though.
It's insane. Seriously, it's the coolest thing
Showing
ever.
my age.
Let me tell you, if you're a Nintendo fan, have kids.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying don't do that right now. Don't do that right now. But
Yeah.
if you're a Nintendo fan, there's nothing cooler than watching your kid grow up and start to be interested in the things you're interested in. And I know this isn't Fire Emblem related. It's still it's a good anecdote.
Yeah.
My 4-year-old loves Zelda.
Yeah.
We played through Twilight Princess HD
She likes
together.
Animal Crossing even more,
She does.
though. She does. She does.
But she knows all the characters in Zelda.
Yeah.
She knows Link. She knows Princess Zelda. She knows Midna. We're starting to play the Wind Waker. Oh my God, is it a cool experience?
I think the best part about it is you and I know the same thing happens with me. You get to relive that experience of what it was like learning about video games through somebody else.
Very true.
And I think that's the most exciting part
I can't
about
wait
it.
for Eva to do the face petting
Yeah.
one day. That's
oh
gonna be
God! Stop! Okay, we're drawing the line right there. This is enough.
Okay, folks. There you go. That's enough of the parenting with Amiibo Jason.
Yes.
That's going to be a totally different podcast.
Oh, good.
We'll get there one day.
Yeah.
I already know there's a podcast called Nintendo Dads, and they're like a bunch of dads who do Nintendo
Yeah.
stuff. Really cool podcast,
Yeah.
by the way. But back to Fire Emblem Mobile. Ricky, my man, what are your thoughts?
Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts on Fire Emblem Heroes? Do you think, because I've seen the in-game look of it, and it definitely has that look, but it feels a little bit more chibi.
Chibi.
Compared to a lot of other Fire Emblem games that I've seen. It definitely has that mobile look to it, but as, again, a lifelong Fire Emblem fan, what is your thoughts on that?
I'm excited just on the basis of how much representation we're getting, because this is going to be the first time so many of these characters are going to be shown in any sort of American or localized way. Like, there's a whole breadth of Fire Emblem games that just have not gotten a chance to shine in the West. And even if it's just in some small part, at least we're going to get to know a bit more about them thanks to this game.
Yeah.
Not to mention, it's going to be returning favorites from the earlier ones, because let's be honest, a lot of the pre-release and a lot of the fandom at this point is occupied with the likes of Awakening and Fates, which is understandable, but there's still a place for these ones that came out back on the Game Boy Advance, or the ones that star Ike on the GameCube and the Wii. So it's going to give a second chance or a third chance or however many chances, even a first chance, to so many of these characters. And there are a ton of characters, which is what they're banking on with that banking money humor with the microtransactions. It's going to be one of those things where you're going to realize, like, oh man, I can get my girl Nino right now, but I got to spend maybe $1. So that's the kind of format they're going for, and they know people are going to go for that. But as far as the gameplay itself, that is less crucial overall with how they're marketing the game, because they are leaning heavily on the character aspect. But the gameplay itself, it's going to be a stripped down version of Fire Emblem. I'm not expecting the same level of tactical depth, and that's okay. But the fact that it's still going to be like a Fire Emblem light, but it's going to be more of a greatest hits crossover when it comes to the cast, that's the part that appeals most to me. How long it can hold me is going to depend on how readily I can get access to those characters without money and how engaging the gameplay is. But as far as pre-release and just getting excited, I am very excited.
Well, you're what, 5 days away from this thing coming out. I'm not overly excited for this. I'm more excited for Animal Crossing Mobile to come out.
Oh, me too.
Yes.
Which
Oh my God.
they still promised we'd get by the end of March, but they technically promised it would be out by last year, so they could push it back again if they'd want to.
I'm wondering if we're going to get a separate direct for that or something.
I'm guessing we are.
I think they're going to
Yeah.
have to be able to give us more details in a more organized way rather than just kind of like spitting it out here and there.
I think that game's going to end up coming out, and it's going to be something that's going to sync up with the full version that's going to come out for the Switch eventually.
That'd be
That's my
nice.
thought. But again, I like getting off topic so much.
So much. You're so good at it.
But I'm definitely going to pick this up. I'm going to do my best not to spend too much money. I'm going to reach out to my friends on my Twitter account, and obviously the Fire Emblem experts on our team so they can help me through this process the best I can, because I do want to be ready for the upcoming Fire Emblem Switch game that they announced. We have no idea what it is. We don't really even technically have a logo. We just know that it's coming sometime in 2018. So I do want to be prepared for that.